Hey everybody, it's Kenya with 40 Entrepreneur Drive. This is my channel where I document my journey to become a successful businesswoman, although I have no business experience. This is going to be video number 1 in a series I would like to title Biblical Business, where I'm going to read some scripture as it pertains to being a business person or a successful business person. So this scripture is going to be coming from Jeremiah 1:5. The first reading I'm going to have is going to be from the classic King James Version, and it reads as such. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Now, that's a lot of old Bible talk, so for those of you who may not get all that thee and thou, I'm going to bring it to you from the New International Version, and this is actually a study Bible version, which will be very similar to this other version that I'm going to use, New International Version. Let's see. There we go. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. That's the New International Version. And then the Study Bible, which is not that much different. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. So what does all that mean? Now, I am not ordained in any way, shape, or form. This is me as a layperson reading the Bible as I understand it. And I have been really needing some inspiration and some spiritual connection lately, because it's been really difficult in a lot of ways. But how I'm interpreting this is, even though it's really hard for me to get a grasp on a lot of these business terms, I'm wondering, is this even for me? Should I have been doing this? Am I meant to be a success? Am I meant to be an entrepreneur? And I know in my heart that I am, but when I read this, when I read in the Bible that it's telling me, before I even knew myself, before I was even born, before I was even aware of myself, God knew me. Before I formed you in the womb, so before I was even, how do they say, a twinkle in my daddy's eye. Before I was even a twinkle in my daddy's eye and the seed in my mama's belly, before any of that even happened, God knew me and He appointed me. No, God knew me and He set me apart. He set me apart. So it's not like cookie cutter, like, here's a human, here's a human, here's a human. No. God formed each and every one of us with a purpose. He set each one of us apart. Like, you are special. You are unique. I have a plan for you. And this is my interpretation. I set you apart, and I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Now, of course, he was talking to, this is the call of Jeremiah. So Jeremiah is the prophet. I'm not the prophet, but I'm taking this scripture and I'm applying it to my life in my journey to become an entrepreneur, that yes, I am meant for something special. Yes, I can do this. And I do have the ability. God already had a plan for me before I even knew. I mean, I don't know what's in my future. I don't know what's ahead, but I have faith that it's going to be something great and something beautiful, because God appointed me not as a prophet, but as something beautiful and something great and something successful. What do you think about this scripture? What is your interpretation of Jeremiah 1:5? I would like to know your comments and your feedback in the comment section below. Again, this is video number 1 in this series that I'm going to call Biblical Business. I've got quite a few scripture to go through, so just stick around and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.